Hello all, welcome back to Sri Sai Tech Edu YouTube channel, Read, Lead, Success. I am dealing with the subject Research and Publication Ethics. Under Module 1 Philosophy and Ethics, there are two chapters, that is Introduction to Philosophy and Ethics. Under Introduction to Philosophy, I have already covered many of the topics in my channel. If you have missed out, please do watch. Today with a new topic, I am starting this video. Need for philosophical approaches to research. Okay. The majority of people organize their research around an issue or topic that has to be resolved. Next, we consider what information is required and the methods we must use to get it. First, what majority of people will do? They organize their research around what some topic or an issue to be resolved. Then they'll try to find which methods or information required for it. Then in order for others to take our study seriously, we must ultimately explain the decisions we made. To make our others to take our study seriously, what we should do? We must explain the decisions what we made. Research philosophy can be defined as a belief about how information about a topic need to be gathered, examined and applied. Okay. How information about topic should be gathered, examined and applied. See, this is the onion of philosophy or research onion. It is either called onion of philosophy or research onion, where you can see there is a philosophy, approach and methodological choice, strategies, time horizon, techniques and procedures. And for techniques and procedures, data collection and data analysis is there, and time horizon, longitudinal, cross-sectional, and strategy, what kind of strategy, experiment or survey or archival research, or what kind of strategy you are using. And then methodological choice, then approach, what we are, deduction or abduction or induction, philosophy, which kind of philosophy, positivism or realism or interpretivism or pragmatism, like that. This is the research onion. So what's the point of philosophy? To discover truth wherever and whatever it is. To discover what? Truth wherever and whatever it is. To learn how to better live our lives. Okay. Then to understand our own views, including their strengths and weaknesses. To examine our own lives and be more conscious of our choice and their implications. To learn how to better think and reason. A philosophical approach is essential in research as it provides the foundational framework that shapes every aspect of the study, from formulating research questions to interpreting results. Here's an overview of why integrating a philosophical perspective is crucial. A philosophical approach is very much important, or a foundational framework that aspects of the study, every aspect of the study. Okay, why? Because from the formulating research question to interpreting results, there should be some framework. So philosophical approach is very essential. What is the philosophical approach? How it is important? Okay, clarifies the research purpose. It will clarify the research purpose. Philosophy helps define the underlying purpose of the research, guiding whether the study aims to discover objective truth, understanding subjective experiences, or explore practical applications. We'll get clarification of research purpose. Either it's for discover the truths or subjective experiences or practical applications. Guides methodological choices. Your philosophical stance influences the selection of research methods. For instance, a positivist approach leans towards quantitative methods, while an interpretivist approach favors qualitative. So, guides methodological choices. There are different methodological choices. It will also guide the methodological choices. Enhances coherence and consistency. Philosophical approach will what it will do? Enhancing of the coherence and consistency. A well-defined philosophical foundation ensures that all components of the research, questions, methods, and analysis are aligned, leading to a coherent and consistent study. Fourth, promotes critical thinking. Engaging with philosophical concepts encourages research to critically examine their assumptions, biases, and the implications of their work, leading to more robust and reflective research outcomes. Okay, addresses Ethical considerations. It addresses what? Ethical considerations. Philosophy, particularly axiology, brings attention to the ethical dimensions of the research, ensuring that studies are conducted responsibly and with integrity. So, philosophical approach is a very essential because of these things. Integration into the research process, how it is integrated into research process. The philosophical approach influences various stages of research, that is ontology, epistemology, methodology. Ontology, what is the nature of reality? Epistemology, what constitutes valid knowledge? Methodology, how should we go about acquiring knowledge? By addressing these questions, researchers can design studies that are philosophically informed and methodologically sound. So, what are the strategies of inquiry for research? We'll see. Once we choose the approach, we choose the design or strategy for inquiry. Right? Once we know the approach, we want the design or the strategy. We inquire for research. It can be quantitative, qualitative, quantitative, experimental and quasi-experimental, single subject where experiment is administered to a single individual or a small group of individuals, correlation, correlated statistic to investigate the relationship between two or more variables, survey provides what about the population trends, attitudes or opinions by studying a sample of that population. It includes studies using questionnaires or structured interviews for data collection generalized from a sample to a population survey. Then experimental research, we experiment the things and wait for the treatment for the outcome. Influence is an outcome. The researcher assesses this by providing a specific treatment to one group, withholding it from another, then decrementing how both groups scored and on an outcome. So this is a quantitative design. Qualitative design is a descriptive meta, narrative research, phenomenological research, grounded theory, case studies. Descriptive is in the sense approach to analysis where the research stays close to the data. It is to the data. Uses limited framework and interpretation for explaining the data and catalogs the information into claims. Narrative research, inquiry from the humanities in which the researcher studies the lives of the individuals and asks one or more participants to provide stories about their lives. In the end, the narrative combines views from the participants' life with those of researchers' life in a collaborative narrative. Okay, phenomenological research. It is nothing but inquiry coming from philosophy and psychology, in which the researcher describes the lived experiences of individuals about a phenomenon as described by participants. Then grounded theory. Grounded theory is nothing but where a sociology in which the researcher derives a general abstract theory of a process, action or interaction grounded in the views of participants. Then case studies. There are design of inquiry found in many fields in which the researcher develops an in-depth analysis of a case. The researcher will develop what a in-depth analysis of a case, which could be program, event, activity, process or one or more individuals. Mixed design. Convergent mixed methods design and explanatory sequential mixed design. This is a mixed design of both qualitative and quantitative. Convergent mixed method design is nothing but converges or merges quantitative and qualitative data to provide what? Comprehensive analysis of a research problem. Whereas explanatory design, in which the researcher first conducts quantitative research and analyzes the results and then builds on the results to explain them in more detail with qualitative research. First conducts what? Quantitative, analyzes the results and explain them in more qualitative manner. That is qualitative research. It has a sequential structure because the initial quantitative phase is followed by the qualitative phase. Okay. Convergent and explanatory sequential methods. These are the mixed design. Then explanatory sequential mixed methods. It is a reverse sequence from the explanatory sequential design. In the explanatory sequential design, the researcher first begins with what? It will begins with the qualitative research first, then explores view of the participants. It will do the qualitative, then explore the view of participants. The data are then analyzed and the information used to build into a second quantitative phase. The next point is the specific research method to be used. It involves how data is collected, interpreted and organized. Here first qualitative takes place, then quantitative phase takes place. Just the opposite of the previous one what we have studied. It is a reverse sequence of explanatory sequential design. Okay. So this completes the approaches, why this approach, philosophical approach is required for the research. So I'm stopping the video here. With a new topic, I will do one more video. Thank you from Sri Sai Tech Edu YouTube channel. Read, lead, success. Keep reading.